Good morning. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Afternoon Drive. Yours truly, Pastor Marty. Well, sometimes you watch this insanity and you think, am I really seeing this? Is this really being given credence? Is this really being taken seriously by people in America? And all you can do is just kind of shake your heads and drink. I'm drinking black coffee, though. So, James Comey did a town hall on CNN. This guy just will not go away. He and Hillary Rodham Clinton are obviously related somehow. They just won't go away. And James Comey, who is at the epicenter of this entire attempted coup and takedown of President Donald Trump, was asked by Jake the Tap Tapper, President Obama knew of Russian interfering in our election, and President Trump has said, why didn't Obama do something about it? And Comey actually defends Obama and blames the Republicans for that. You know what we were told about James Comey, and I'll get to my analysis of his comment in just a moment. You know what we were told about James Comey by the establishment Republicans when it was obvious there was some issue between he and Donald Trump? We were told by establishment Republicans, look, James Comey is a rock-solid guy. He is the poster child of integrity and moral uprightness, and he's a lifelong Republican. Well, apparently now, he's a Democrat. James Comey, Michael Cohen, Michael Avenatti, these guys are literally all cut from the same piece of material. Stop and think about it. Creepy porn lawyer Michael Avenatti is now going to prison for bilking millions of dollars from his own clients, was actually fired by the pole dancing stripper Stormy Weather Daniels. Cohen, who was willing to say anything before any subcommittee if the Democrats will reduce his prison sentence. Yeah, talk about, wasn't there a thing called, attorney-client privilege? But not only is he willing to forsake all that, he's willing to make up stuff on his ex-client, Donald Trump. Truth is, Cohen was never a big dog. He was always a little dog, just kind of allowed to hang around. And he was tasked with basically gopher-type duties. I think he's ticked off about that, and he wants to appear that he was really on the inside and part of the Trump world. And that's really just not the case. That said, James Comey facilitates an attempted takedown of the president. And his at the last minute investigation into Hillary again, the new emails they found that was on Uma Aberdeen's laptop. And remember, the Democrats were wild. He can't do this 3 weeks before the election and blah, 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 blah. This is vile. And then, of course, he comes out and he exonerates her. That was because Comey fully believed Hillary was going to win, and he didn't want the email issue nagging her in her presidency. He didn't want a special counsel brought in by the Republicans to investigate the emails in the server. That's why he did that. He wanted to get that out right before the election. Hey, she's completely exonerated, so people would vote for her. That was part of the coup and the cover-up. When Donald Trump actually beat her, that's when they had to go to Plan B. They had been spying. And I love how Comey says the FBI does not spy. I know, they surveil. The FBI had been spying on Trump right through the campaign. The Steele dossier was there. The FISA warrants had been provided. And the narrative, the Plan B, as Michael Struck loves to talk about, disgraced ex-FBI, basically second in command when it came to Operation Trump Takeout. Michael Struck said, well, we have a way of stopping Trump if he becomes the president. Me and Jim have been talking about it. That would be James Comey. So, The whole idea of the Russian collusion, all of that. That was the plan B, which they had to go to. So when Comey was asked, well, if President Obama knew about the fact that Russians were interfering, why did he downplay it? And here's what Comey said. Well, we know that Russia is always trying to interfere with our democracy. Yeah, we get that. Communist versus, a democratic republic. Yep. If he had said too much, it would have caused chaos here in our country. And that would have allowed the Russians, even without doing a thing, to have affected our election. I don't blame President Trump. I blame the Republicans for not being engaged on this. Well, gee, Jimmy, let me see if I can run this by you in simple terms, and I'll write it in crayon for you. If the President of the United States, who has access and is briefed daily, oh, that's right, Obama didn't want to be briefed daily. Obama barely wanted to be briefed weekly on what was happening around the world from our intel community. And most of the time he had another staffer take the briefing, and then that staffer would break it down and, basically tell Obama, who didn't care. And there's a whole reason for that. We've talked about it before. But if the guy, the man, the commander-in-chief, is out there saying, look, we know that Russia is trying to interfere in our election, but there's absolutely no way they can hack into our systems. Our systems are too diversified. No one state does it the same way. In fact, even within states, each precinct, each area has its own way of doing it. It would be impossible. He said that ad nauseum. We can provide the video footage of it. One, it's true. Second, if you're a congressman, if you're a senator and you're hearing the president say that, why, Jimmy, should we take it any more seriously than what the president is making it out to be? So for you to sit there and give Obama a pass, because remember, he talked to Putin. He told him, cut it out. Cut it out. Well, he's a real tough guy. Trump, on the other hand, gets accused of collusion and being Putin's puppet. Yet it is President Trump who has put harder sanctions and hit Russia harder than any president since Reagan. And that's a fact. Under Bush, under Obama, businessmen like Trump were encouraged to go to Russia and do business. I.e., maybe let's build a Trump Tower there. He's obviously Putin's puppet. FedEx does business in Russia. Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, go on down the list of major American corporations that do business in Russia. Why? We're encouraged to. Under Clinton, under Bush, under Obama. All of a sudden Trump comes along and out comes that fake, phony, false narrative. And there sits Jim Comey in a CNN town hall saying that President Trump is guilty of collusion. He knows it. Obama knew that the Russians were up to something, but he had to be very careful what he said publicly as to not create panic. Are you kidding me? Really, are you kidding me? He also, this was Comey saying, Obama didn't want to say too much so that when Trump lost the election, he could blame it on Russian interference. But yet, isn't that what Hillary's doing? This maddening insanity, this listening to petulant children who've been caught red-handed, yet still standing there and defiantly telling the teacher, telling the principal, telling mom, telling dad, I didn't do it. I saw you do it. It wasn't me. I saw you throw that. No, I didn't. He threw it. That is exactly what James Comey and the rest of this ilk, who were supposed to have all their sins covered by Robert Mueller, that is exactly what's happening, where Comey's now out there defending Obama for not standing up to the Russians, not making more out of this, because after all, he didn't want to give the Russians the satisfaction nor Trump an excuse. Yet once Trump is in office, the script flips. And no matter what Trump does to Russia, he's obviously a mad Russian agent. You can't make this stuff up. You just can't. What you can do is in 2020, remember who keeps perpetuating this lie and vote accordingly. And we need Attorney General William Barr to get to the bottom of all of this. And we need to see some indictments. We need to see some criminal proceedings. And we need to see some people like James Comey in orange jumpsuits being led away to their new government-provided housing. That's it. That's my rant for today. Hey, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Smack the bell so that you're always getting notifications of my latest rants. And don't forget, please share this channel with others. That is so much appreciated. I thank you for your comments. I do read them. You have a great day.